probably 3, 4 months before when I was working on Penguin penalties. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure they don't use nofollow. And it was like a big epiphany. And I only told our like mastermind groups, and I didn't tell anyone else because I wasn't 100% sure. I still needed more testing. And then I told, the membership people, and I was like, listen, this is big. They're not using, like, if you have no follow links, they won't penalize you for those. And then John Mueller and then Matt Cutts goes on and publicly says that, okay, no follow links, you won't get penalized if you just have a bunch of no follow links, because they're not penalizing no follow links, they're penalizing follow links. So that was a big thing. And I was like, oh, I said that 3 months ago. It just feels good whenever you do this kind of work and then you actually get confirmation that what you said is completely, kind of Google approved, if that makes any sense.
Okay, I'm just going to stop you there. I'm getting somebody saying audio connection lost, can't hear anymore. What's up with? Okay, we're going to talk, Mike. We're going to talk about press releases. Can everybody hear us? If you just type a yes into the thing, yep. Okay, gotcha. People are saying yes, we can hear you. Can hear you, baby.
Dory, I can't
Yes,
actually see the chat or the questions.
I can.
Well, I know because you're the organizer.
Yeah. You said you can't see them or what?
No, I can't see them. I can't see
That's
the
because you're on the
questions.
panel. I think I made you a panel person.
Okay, I like being a panel
I should
person.
have made you a question person, but I don't know. I'm better at asking questions than you are,
Okay.
and you're very good at answering them. So okay,
There's one thing I want to mention about the whole no follow right before we it just because you can't what Google's saying basically is that, let's say your competition goes and uses X rumor and then builds 100,000 no follow links to your site, then you won't be penalized. That being said, you shouldn't only be getting no follow links. You still need to be getting do follow links, because do follow links do carry a lot of weight. And it's not to say that you can't rank with just no follow links, but you still want to get the do follow links if possible. I'd much rather get a do follow link from, let's say, CNN.com, as opposed to, let's say, because if you could give yourself, just as a pure example, you could give yourself no follow links on your own YouTube videos. But if you compare those with possible follow links, the follow usually have more weight. But of course, no follow are also good. So get both. But just because now we're all saying that no follow won't get you penalized, it doesn't mean that you just need to go out and get no follow links exclusively. We still want you to get as many like do follow links as possible.
right. But would you suggest, like somebody who's using blog networks, for example, to maybe do in exact match anchor text to do those and no follow, and then some of the others where they're getting some really premium links, get those as the do follow ones?
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would keep the guest posts and the private blog networks as do follow, and I would just make sure that Google doesn't catch on to them.
Really?
That's what I would do. Yeah, I would definitely. If you're going to be doing, however, if you're going to be doing kind of spammy things, then I would definitely do no follow on the spammier things that you would build. But let's say I have my own private blog network. I'm expecting Google not to find it at all, and therefore I would I would do a follow link because of a few things I could talk about later, a few mottos and a few ways of staying really covert. Because at the end of the day, you want to rank as high as possible while kind of like staying out of the sights of manual spam action. So if you basically, because if your competitor has the same size of blog network as you, and he's not caught and you're not caught, and you're using no follow and he's using follow, he's going to outrank you.
Sorry, I was reading. Thanks. So okay. So so you're saying, I don't know. Repeat that. I'm sorry. I kind of got
how,
lost because you
how about you?
said something was going to outrank you, but yeah, it's not like there's the context of the of anchor text percentages too, though. So it's not totally just based on page rank. I believe anyway.
Oh no, of course it's not totally based on PageRank. If you want, I could show my screen. I have a few cool things, but I mean, I want you to lead the way, Dory. Just lead the way. But whenever you do have a second, I have a
No,
few
no,
cool
I'll
things.
do that. In fact, people are telling me that how to make you an organizer. Oh, Mike says, if so, right click his name, organizer. Let's see there. And if I click on you, if I right click, I can make you an organizer.
Right. I'm gonna throw a
Okay.
party here.
That means you're an organizer. You can, and now,
Oh yeah, now I can see everyone typing and all that. I actually there's so many things I want to share with everyone. Goodies.
awesome. Oh, I know. And I
Yeah.
wanted to show something too that, I just, because I'm going through these link scheme things and I'm finding all these, I don't know whose screen is being shown right now. Uh, but,
Nobody's.
huh? Nobody's? I'm going to pull this over to where I think my screen's being shown. And
I want a drink ticket. All right. Yeah, Brian.
somebody's been to SEO Rockstars.
Yeah.
Uh, that's coming up again in September. The link schemes, text advertisements that pass page rank. This is something that I talked about and did a blog post on recently. That, and we're catching the New York Times doing this. They're selling advertisements and passing page rank. It's with do follow links. If you go to my blog, I wrote a whole article on that. And then, but this wasn't here before. And I think, sometimes I think, oh, maybe, Google read my post and is getting on them. But they're not penalized. The last time I checked, which was today, New York Times is still page rank 9. So they're not getting penalized whatsoever. Okay, I can see you now.
Yeah, I made myself presenter and then I showed my screen because it's more fun to look at something. All right.
Oh, I thought
Here's
my screen was
basically
looking at something. Oh, well. Okay.
yeah. What were inspired before. This was the original people that broke the news. I want to give them credit, Search Engine Land,
It's
and
like you have my
they
same browser open.
exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
No, I mean,
So
I have
what
the
they
same
wrote,
thing open. Yeah.
yeah, what they wrote about was because they monitored and they saw the changes in Google, and they saw that there were changes in the guidelines to Google. So they saw that there were changes in large-scale guest posting, and I could actually explain this, and I will. Advertorials and optimize anchor text in press releases, and this is all related to Penguin, and this is all related to manual spam actions and the updated algorithm. All of this stuff right here is pretty much there exclusively because they've updated Penguin. That's the result, but no one, especially no one at Search Engine Land, really knows this, and no one else is really talking about this. But because I've been doing so much work, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but because I've been working exclusively on this for the past pretty much year, I could tell you that Google has had to update these because some of the manual spam actions that they're sending out is because of large-scale guest posts. I have a lot of people in my members area that have been affected by large-scale guest posting, and they use very intricate ways. I have some really, really smart and advanced people in my group, and they're being penalized because they're getting spammy with their large-scale guest posts, and that's actually the reason why they invented Penguin, and that's actually one of the reasons why they had to do these updates in the guidelines. So I guess we're going to be covering that later. I don't want to take over the show, so Dory,
No, this
you lead
is
the way.
what this is our show, whatever. But it's just casual chit chat type of thing. And I was kind of just wanting to go where it leads us going. And what you're talking about too is that they had to update things because of what SEO people are doing. And I just made a video and I put it on the SEO Rockstars sales page. It's about we are really the ones that lead the way. We're the ones that define SEO, and then Google reacts to us instead of the other way around. So it's really interesting because of the blog network scare that happened last year. Everybody went to guest posting. So now this year, it's not the blog networks that are in trouble; it's the guest posters.
Yeah.
Same thing with press releases. Everybody switched to press releases because it worked, and it worked really, really well. So that was a year ago. Now Google's catching on. So I even said in the video, it takes Google at least a minimum a year to catch on to what we're doing next. Because of
Yeah.
course we're manipulating rankings. That's what we want to do. You know.
So what you're trying to say is Google sending people to SEO Rockstars so that they can just figure out what to update in like 1 year later. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you guys were talking about all this last year, and now
Yeah.
it's just let's
Yeah,
work on
maybe
it.
they did. They finally figured out how to do it. No, I don't know.
They're gonna
But
freak
anyway, we're checking people that sign up this year. We are
they're
making
gonna
sure
freak out
they
about
have
this year.
Facebook accounts and that they're real people. Just
They're gonna freak
FYI.
out when they hear what we have to say this year.
I know. I know. Oh my God. I have patent pending technology that I am going to introduce at SEO Rockstars. We've been working on this, and it's going to change SEO as we know it. Incredible stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so go ahead, talk about the advertorials and the press releases. What are people going to do now? What should they do? Should they do no follow in their press releases? Because this has been a big thing. This has been a really big tactic that SEOs have been using in the last year is press releases. What would you
Yeah.
suggest?
Okay. Well, in terms of press releases, now this whole thing, it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. The reason you have issues with all of these, I'll explain the reason why they had to put this. And I'm going to move my microphone just a bit so you guys might hear my microphone moving. But this page actually refers to this page. This is the official page of support.google, and they updated this page with more guidelines. So I'm actually going to post this in chat if you guys want to go and read it for yourself. As SEO experts, it's always good to get right from the source as opposed to someone paraphrasing it.
Yeah.
But here's what's actually happening. What happens is, I'm actually going to do this kind of on the fly, even though I have been teaching this over in Panda Breakthrough, is that let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Okay, and you're optimizing for, let's get a funny word or something good. SEO group. No, that's just dog treats. All right, cool. So what Google is going after right now is basically they're going after people that repeat the anchor text. So if these are your links right here, I can't type there. Oh my god. Okay, links, anchor text, just so it's clear. And this is your keywords, and you're building this over 1, 2, and you spend a week. This is your week of building up rankings for dog treats page, right? And then you do dog treats, and then you decide, okay, I have enough, so I'm gonna do dog bones now. And then you decide to do dog bones. You're like dog bones, and then you do dog bones, and then you do dog bones, and then you do dog bones. Right? Imagine this is let's say day 1, and then this is day 2, and let's just say this continues to 19 or so. Dog bones, right? Perfect. And then you do 20, you do dog love. I don't know. And you just keep on going and so forth, and you do dog love. This, at the end of the result, what you're gonna yeah, let me not dog dog. There's a lot of people also asking what kind of webinar this is with dog love. So doggy treats. You're writing it differently.
Though.
Yeah, I know. We have some dirty-minded people on the webinar. All right, cool. Doggy treats. So the end result of this, right, is going to be your anchor text diversity. So when you look at that URL, you're going to say, oh, it's about 5% dog treats. It's about 5% dog bones. And it's about 5% doggy treats, right? And then, so at the end, it's going to look kind of normal when you kind of take all the URLs and all the things. That being said, Google's going to ban all of this. Penguin is basically going after people that write dog treats over and over and over again, posted in a small amount of time. And so this is exactly what happens here in large-scale guest posting, advertorials, and optimized anchor text, is that basically all at once, Google gets a bunch of the same keyword repeating over and over again with the same from various different places. So this is what Google's algorithm is now triggering. Google's algorithm is now penalizing people that basically have the same word repeating over and over again, but the kicker is from different locations, And now this actually in 2012, oh, now I need to say this. In 2012, this didn't even exist. This is kind of like a brand new thing that was introduced in 2012, where now they're looking at the way you build your links. And so let's say you're doing a large scale guest posting. You're guest posting on, like, let's say 12 different blogs. And on those 12 different blogs, they could be legitimate blogs. But if you keep on using dog trees, dog trees, dog trees, dog trees, dog trees, you're like, cool, I did my day. I'm done for today, and I optimize for dog treats. That's when they're going to hit you, because they're going to notice the spider's going to crawl, and it's always going to be the same thing over and over again. And then even if you move on, you do dog bones, dog bones, dog bones, then they're going to hit you again for this. So the end result, even though, and this is kind of like why a lot of people have been confused when looking at anchor text diversity, is that dog bones, you're at 5% and you're still getting penalized. What the hell is happening? Well, this is happening. It's not necessarily the end result that they're looking at, but it's how you got there. And that's been like kind of a big epiphany. It's not how you get there. It's not the end result of whatever your website looks like right now. It's how you got there. And consequently, some of the bigger websites, the bigger sites, let's say you take CNN.com, right? They are probably getting probably, I don't know, I'm assuming 500 links per hour. Like, they're a huge website. I'm assuming, no, you know what? Probably 5,000 links per hour. So because they're getting so many natural links per hour, it's pretty much impossible for them to get penalized, because they're getting so many varied anchor text links from all over the place, from all over the internet. People are linking to them with like new baby on CNN. They're looking for them with like war story and all that. Like, those links just keep on coming in. So even if someone were to spam, let's say someone were to spam dog treats to CNN, and you were just like spamming, because they're just getting so many random other links integrated into there. So like, I don't know, CNN News and all that, you kind of get a breakup. And because you're getting a bunch of words in the middle and it's broken up, Google does not detect this as spam. So the big difference is, when you have varying anchor text all the time, and Google's picking up the varying anchor text, you're gonna be okay. But when it's the same word repeating over and over, like a trend like this, that's when you get penalized. So this is why, I'm almost done, Dory. This is why they've had to include this in their guidelines, because all of these practices can potentially lead to this penalty situation right here. And Dory.
So I think you're talking about when Google finds the link, and that's how it's being noticeable. Because right, when you see the end result, it's 5%, 5%, 5%, and you think, okay, I'm cool. And a lot of people will just go for one word at a time and then go to the next word. So it's really about when Google's finding them, and if they're finding them, the exact same thing over and over again, and maybe a 3 to 5 day span or whatever it might be, without any breaking point, that's when they're going to get a red flag. That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So like, there you go. That's kind of like
how you got there. Okay.
It's how you got there, and that's why it's been throwing off so many people across, like, I'd say almost a year. That's been throwing off so many SEO experts, and even, don't worry, like even me, I was included, because a lot of people only observe the how you got there. And I have some special tools and some special techniques and things that I've talked about on how to see how things got there. You're basically looking at the history of how you got there, and that's why I'm able to do some really good penguin analysis and get people recovered, because I analyze how they got there, and I pick out the parts that have penalized anchor text, and that's basically the bad links, and that's how you basically recover.
Yeah, this is really, really impressive, because I've not heard anybody talk about this at all. You're the first.
Well, no one is.
And even Majestic SEO put up a blog post on how people are still gaming the systems and getting these huge amounts of anchor text percentages, but they're not getting that it's how you get there.
Well, this is kind of like a world exclusive. No one actually The only other people are
I'm
inside my member
actually
site.
impressed that you actually gave it out on this webinar. Really,
Well, I'm
we're
always.
keeping
You should see what I'm coming out with next.
it. Okay.
Just wait for that.
Yeah, I have no doubt. So I got a good question though. Clay has asked, how can we still do PRs then? Because you know when you do a press release, and there are some links, and Google's saying don't do that.
Yeah.
Optimize links, and it goes out. So you are going to get maybe a
Oh yeah.
thousand links in 1 hour or one day or a week with the same anchor text. What would
Oh,
you
but
advise them to do?
I got your back when it comes to that. Oh my god. All right. Well, first of all, there's two things. First, official press release sites are registered with Google. Google knows you can actually register for Google News. Actually, I'm just going to put notes here. I'm going to do notes webinar because I like saving stuff. Okay, Google registers news websites, so Google knows who's doing press releases or not. So let's say you take PR Web and you do a press release. Google knows it's an actual press release, so you'll be okay. That's probably one of the exceptions in terms of anchor text, where if it's an official press release and you're on official sites that are news basically sites, then you should be okay because I believe they're whitelisted. Now, obviously, I didn't talk to Google and say, hey, did you actually whitelist all these? But they are registered with Google. Google does know its press releases. However, the big thing is there's a lot of fake, not fake, but like they're unofficial official press release sites.
Right, because like
Basically,
PR Web, they have their own whole blog network. They
yes.
go just to the major media, just like all the other press places do, but then they have their own, and that's what I think is what you're talking about.
The big distinction honestly comes down to, is it paid or is it free? If you're doing a free press release, that is not official, and it's just like free press releases that go all out to all everywhere. It's basically like another blog network that they're calling press release.
Right.
So those will get you penalized because Google doesn't recognize them as official. But the official ones where you have to pay, you have an editor looking at your press release, those should be whitelisted. But I even have kind of another thing. If you want to take a hint from Amazon, Amazon is basically kicking ass. And Google actually models themselves after like practices. Google models themselves after Wikipedia, Amazon, and a few other sites. Like they say basically what's the trend happening right now, and let's make sure that our results return and help the biggest guys, which isn't fair. I mean, it's totally not fair, but that's what they do because they need to return the results from the web. So they look at the trends on the web and then they adapt their search engine to it. I'm getting a bunch of questions on like what if Newswire is good and Google News.
Yeah, actually,
those are fine.
I have been keeping track of them, and I was going to start asking you some of these questions. So
Amazon.com.
Finish your thought there, and then I do have some questions from some people that are coming in about the press release stuff.
Check this out. This site-wide, they do it like they just do it and it's so sexy. Their links right now, they have site-wide links, and what they do is they're utilizing a new practice that we're going to be talking about in Google, and that's of longer anchor text links. On longer anchor text links, let's say you get an anchor text link that is 3 to 6 words, longer anchor text. Those are killing it right now. Why? Because Google trusts them. It's not because they're more optimized, because they aren't. Actually, they're less optimized. But Google, when it evaluates the link, it trusts it a lot more. So let's say you take Create Space. Google, basically Amazon has a site-wide link for Create Space, indie print publishing made easy. So what's Create Space getting juice for right now? Well, they're getting juice for Create Space, even though it's written in one word, and they're getting a lot of juice for print publishing. But here's the kicker, they're not getting penalized for print publishing because it's a long keyword. So what I've been seeing really good results, and let's say you have, you want to go print publishing, you want to rank for that. So best print publishing company here would be one of the example, there you go, let me actually just try to copy this. Anchor text, whoops. This, if you get a bunch of anchor text like this, and then you talk about, you could have a few, obviously, print, publishing, and then you have excellent print publishing, and you could have like really long keywords. So check out this print publishing company by clicking here. Really long keywords, anchor text like this, is Google is for some reason loving these right now, because when it assigns a score of is this legitimate or not, they basically count these as legitimate. So if I have one rule is whenever you build a link, is Google going to say it's trustworthy or not? And is it? I'll save the other one for later.
Okay. Yeah, and I can confirm the long anchor text links, and that's also been confirmed with some other guys that I know as well. So that is really, you're right, it is killing it.
Of course I'm right.
Of course you are, Eric. Except when I am.
Yeah.
So let me ask you some questions that have been coming in. So can you get penalized if you have a steady flow of raw URL links each day compared to anchor text links each day?
Oh, how your people are asking such good questions.
I tell you, I got smart people on my list.
Ding dong. All right. The thing I didn't mention, and there is one exception for the anchor text. There's one exception that I've constantly been noticing, is that HTTP full URLs just don't seem to matter. So if your website, if let's say your thing is dogtreat.com/bestdogtreats.php, and this is your anchor text. Anchor text, for some reason, Google is saying that this is normal for people to link over and over again. Exact match URL is something I've noticed, and you know what? In a month or 2 months or 3 months, I might have reevaluate. But one thing I've been noticing and seeing over and over again is that like this exact match, some people have a ton, and this just happens naturally because when people are just direct linking, for some reason they'll just use the URL. So it seems as if you use HTTP and you use a full URL, this is perfectly fine and no one's getting penalized for this. So this just reinforces the importance of actually having the anchor text in your URL. And if you build the exact match like URL, that seems to be perfectly fine. Kind of like a loophole. Of course,
yeah.
I wouldn't want only this. I'd always want some variance with long anchor text. But this bad boy right here is kind of like the exception to the rule. And that's why you might see some abnormally high URL links when you're doing link analysis. And if for some reason Google seems to have determined that that was fine. What they're really going after, honestly, what they're like cracking down on is those 2-3 words, like the danger zone. Danger zone is 2-3 word repeating anchor text. That's a keyword.
In the same time
over
frame.
and over again.
In the same time frame.
Yeah, exactly. On different sites, same time frame. That's really like what Google's cracking down on, because how to talk to girls, 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 how to talk to girls 100 times over, you're in trouble because that's not naturally going to happen. People are going to have different ways of linking to your text. So yeah, I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. So another question: are site-wide links good now as long as they are several word links? Talk about site-wides.
Site-wides. How I love you. Originally, a few months back, I was like, site-wides, you know what? You probably want to avoid them. And honestly, it's actually more powerful to get one really, really strong link than getting like the site-wide links. There's a way that I teach on how to, just tell you right now. Why not? Okay, how to get a site-wide link that's super powerful. One link that is not site-wide and super powerful. I actually learned this from someone on Dory's place, and I've been using it. It actually works really well. Okay, in the past, let's actually take one of my. Actually, I actually did this at one point. Where was it? I did it on. Did I do it on SEO Depot? Or was it T Canada? I did an example recently, And was it here? T
And yes, a
Canada?
site-wide would be considered a footer or a blog roll. Someone
Exactly. All
asked.
right. Did I do it here? Okay, perfect. I actually did it right here. Okay. This is how usually you would want to have a site-wide, and the site-wide would be on every single page. Hundreds of pages, and you get the juice of the entire site, right? And I think Goodori knows what I'm talking about. But you would get 1,000 pages and you get the juice from the entire site. That's actually the goal, is when you're doing a site-wide link, is to get the juice of the entire site. Awesome, right? We still want that. But I have a solution that gets the juice of the entire site, um, juice of entire site, relevance, and one single link, so it's not spammy. Basically, what you do is you write your post. So for instance, I'll click on the post right here, how to outrank your competition to Google 2013. Then what you do is you have your anchor text on one time, and you have it inside relevant text right here. What you do then is at the bottom, you do a site-wide link. So it's still site-wide, except it says internal site-wide link, pointing to this one article. That means if you have 10,000 pages, here I only have one page, right? So it's actually doing absolutely nothing because I only have one page. But if you have 10,000 pages, then those 10,000 pages link to one internal page, so it's not spammy. So this one page is getting all the juice from the entire site. So in terms of page rank, it's going to have the highest page rank on the site. It's going to be super powerful. And then you transfer that through a relevant anchor text. So what I'm doing right here, you can actually visit this and see how it's done, is tcanada.com, t-canada.com. I basically have one internal site-wide link. So this is on every single page, linking from my anchor text to this one article. And then from this one article, I'm linking out to my Panda Breakthrough course. So this is basically giving me the power of a site-wide link, but Google will only see one link. So you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting site-wide, you're getting relevance, and you're only getting one link. So if ever you're going to do site-wide, I would recommend you're doing this, and especially if you're doing guest posting or anything like that. Basically, get or link exchanges. Get something that's site-wide, but get it to link internally instead of linking out to getting 1,000 links to your site. You only want one that has all the power. So that's really kind of like a secret trick that I've been using, and it gets great results. Now, like I said, don't Google this right now because there's only one page, and this is my example site, and I don't think it even has PR. So this is only one page, and it's not doing the full effect. But if I had 1,000 pages on this site, then this link would be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I actually did a video on this. We called it Blog Roll Butane, and I'm going to paste that link in. It's only a 3-minute video. It's kind of, but I have a diagram so people might be able to get it a little bit better. But yeah, it works. It works very, very well.
Yeah, ninja stuff.
Okay, another question. How can you recover if you can't get them removed, if link history is already written?
Well, that's actually, well, we're actually, we're diving into Penguin stuff, and I wasn't really going to be, like, this isn't exactly a Penguin webinar. I do talk about that in my Panda Breakthrough course and Penguin Breakthrough, which is included inside Panda Breakthrough.
Yeah, that's really that's a really long answer because.
But I do have ways. I mean,
is possible. It's painful, and Eric has done studies upon studies upon studies, and you can get that at Panda Breakthrough. He goes over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to plug. I'm not here to plug anything.
I'm plugging you right now, so somebody should ask that question. Let's go to. We can go to another question. What's the best way to use press releases and any preferred services? And someone asked about what did they ask about? Newswire.net.
Newswire rocks. I love Newswire. The only problem, honestly,
go out to all the major medias. So
yeah, the only thing here, I've actually sent press releases and they've been picked up by a lot of people. And here's the thing: you have two types of press releases. Press releases, and I know my keyboard you probably hear when I type, but okay, two types of press releases. Um, let me simple this: good ones and bad ones. But let me erase this, and let me just replace bad ones by press releases that don't get picked up by media, and ones that go national. Those are the two type of press releases, and you can basically replace this by good and this by meh. I said meh. I didn't say bad. I just said meh because they actually do help. You do get some because sites like PR Web and all that, they have their own blog network, and they're going to get syndicated to like their own like buddy club of press releases. So it does help. Like, don't get me wrong, but these are maybe like a 2 out of 10, and this could be up to, let's say, an 8 out of 10 in terms of power, where you're like, oh, you're writing with the big boys now. So it's not really, it's not how you got there. It's not the end result. It's how you got there. It's not really, but for press releases, it's not really the actual press release. It's how you do it. So because I've been doing some, you always want, this is crazy, but be a celebrity and go dramatic, go crazy, be a star, and get yourself in the news. I don't care if you have to make a sex tape. I don't care if you have to burn a house down, but just don't burn someone else's house. That's like bad advice and probably illegal. But I don't care what you have to do. But if you're sending out a press release, make something happen. Even, can I please send the URL to Dory's sex tape? Oh my God.
What?
Read the last question. Someone said, anyways, someone wants to see your sex tape, Dory.
Is this what they're talking about? They don't want to see mine. Let me tell you.
So basically,
Oh, it's
you
Mike
need to make
again.
a story. I'll give you an example of a press release we sent out. And I was working with a computer company, and the computer company made normal machines, right? They was just like it was a normal machine, and no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about a normal machine. But what we did just for the press release was we made the craziest friggin' machine. It was something like a $5,000 like water cooled, super crazy water machine that basically no one had ever seen before. It was never before seen machine. We made it really exciting. We did bells and whistles, and we did all of this exclusively because we wanted, when people to see the press release, we wanted them to say, well, like, holy shit, like, whoa, what is this? So if you have a website, then you could basically do this with anything. You could have like, just make up a story in your industry that and make it true. Like if you're going to have a promotion, have a ridiculous promotion. Have something that's really, really going to create buzz, create basically get people talking. Make it never before seen. Be a celebrity. Go dramatic. Be crazy. Be a star. Do something to get yourself into news. Celebrities will make sex tapes to get themselves in the news. I mean, I don't like using that example because I don't think it applies to our businesses, but they go to extreme measures to get themselves in the news. Like celebrities will hire paparazzi and they'll pretend, quote unquote, I'm using quotes in the air right now if you can hear them. They pretend to be on like a romantic date. They pretend to be going to the beach, and they get like paparazzi to take pictures for them. And they're like, oh no, hidden pictures. They do all kinds of stuff just to make themselves interesting. They really go to far lanes. So you need to do that too for your business. And then all you need to do is send out a press release. If you're like, I don't know, a car cleaning company, you could do something crazy about some crazy cars that you're cleaning. Or it could even be a story about how some celebrity brought you a car to get cleaned, or something crazy. Like, just make it up, and obviously make it up and then make it true. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
So obviously you want to get picked up by the big boys and stuff. And when you do get picked up, what I really like to do is then hit those press releases with other links. So you got a good link coming in from one of those good sites, and yes, SF Gate would be considered one that came in. Then you start linking to that site using your anchor text, even your exact match, because then it's going to bounce through and it shuffles through. That's really, really powerful. And that kind of technique and strategy with press releases has been working for a while now, and I don't see it diminishing. Even if it's a no follow link you get from a press release on a good site, it may not pass PageRank, but it still passes juice.
Oh, but it when it gets picked up, it passes PageRank. When it gets picked up, because normal sites are going to be talking to you, talking about your press release, and then you get no follow, you get follow links. And actually, I was mentioned in the San Francisco Gate recently when I spoke at Traffic and Conversion.
You were?
They wrote, yeah, yeah, exactly. Someone mentioned that. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I know that one. I was mentioned that.
Yeah, then you should link to it.
I,
SEO,
I
SEO,
should.
SEO, Panda Breakthrough,
Uh,
Breakthrough,
I don't even know. Yeah, exactly.
Panda Recovery.
Um, so do we have more questions? I actually
Yeah.
have
Have you noticed
secret
anything?
stuff to say.
Yes, you do. We do. Have you noticed anything in relation to the varied use of keywords in alt text on image links? They have,
Um,
that's a smart.
very well. No, I love image links. By the way, I honestly think that image links if are among the best. And here's actually a trick I want to show you. This isn't an image, but let's go to SEO Nitro. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say we wanted to rank at SEO Nitro for SEO. That was our main keyword, right? So when you're going site wide right now, if you look at the H1, let's pull up the H1. I can't believe I'm doing this live, but whatever. Okay. You don't even have an H1. Maybe you do, but I don't see it. So that would be a big hit for Dory. Anyways, but what we actually have one site-wide link. And most websites all have site-wide. Site-wide is always usually the header right here, and that's going to be an image. So what you're doing is you're basically giving yourself a site-wide, like thousands of this image back to your homepage. So if your homepage you wanted to link for SEO, let's take a look at what your image says here.
Probably doesn't say anything. My site is not optimized. I need to redo it.
I know you're like that shoe person that has bad shoes or something. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking about.
definitely am.
And I go view. I'm gonna give a few
Well,
more
I just
minutes
figured by
information.
whatever I did, people would reverse engineer, and so I just, it's a Joomla site.
Okay, exactly. So here's what we're with right now. Her main link right now is linking an image called logo.png site-wide. So what she's doing is she's giving herself juice for logo.png, and I'm not even sure if she has an alt tag or not. We can actually check the source code.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, I'm going to do it just because I'm looking for logo.jpg, logo. Oh no, she just has it in a. She doesn't even have. Yeah, she doesn't even have like anything here. So what you would want is obviously you would want this image instead of this being called logo.png. You want this to be called your keyword.png or um, keyword.jpg or png, and then have alt keyword. So let's say you were going for SEO, I would say seo.jpg and alt text SEO. And then basically what happens is you get a site, like every single link on your web page is always linking to a JPEG called SEO and always the alt tag SEO. As far as I could tell, Google is not penalizing that right now in terms of images. Like if you have a bunch of image links and everyone points to your site as like
That is
that
very
image.
interesting because I would right off the bat would go, of course they're going to start penalizing that, or they have to be penalizing that. And you're seeing that they're not penalizing that.
If you do it internally and on a site, then you're not. You're going to be perfectly fine. In fact, I have someone that I helped an SEO agency rank even higher. They were ranking for search engine optimization. They wanted to rank for SEO, and just doing this one little trick allowed them to jump up a few steps.
Nice.
So it's kind of like one of those ninja like keyword like image tricks that you could do, because most people here do exactly this. They name it logo.png, so you're basically giving yourself like an image link for logo, and no one wants to rank for logo unless you're doing logo design.
Which I keep threatening to get into.
I know, Dory. You and your mad graphic skills.
I know. Someone wrote in. I think it was Clay. I'm not sure. One ninja trick he's been doing is embedding an entire press release in the image metadata.
What?
Embedding the entire press release in the image metadata.
Really? Embedding
press that came in. Image. I've never done that. I don't know. But he says
in the image metadata.
Winky sign, so it must be working.
Booyah. See, this is why I come to webinars. I come to learn.
Yes.
And I gotta look this up. If that person has like a link of a spammer or someone doing that, like I want to check it out. That's pretty badass stuff. If it has
Yeah, that's
um,
pretty ninja, actually.
cool. Yeah, yeah. So we do have smart people. I mean, we knew that.
Yeah, advanced SEO. Absolutely. Which we're coming into 10 minutes here. Let's ask if there's any more questions because we only got 10 minutes to go. We're only going to do this for an hour.
We
Uh,
do.
huh?
I'm young, Dory. I got energy. I'll keep
Yeah.
on going.
Well, okay. Keep on going.
What do we
We
do? You
get
have questions, or you want to? Did you have? Okay, we actually. I've been doing a hell of a lot of talking, and I love doing it. And I actually have a few more things I want to like kind of throw in there before we finish.
Well, Mike
But
says to get me a drink ticket.
exactly.
Story a
But I
drink.
think we did.
Going.
You have like questions? Like, can you want to tell me more about SEO Rockstar? Because I know like last year was a hell of a party, especially at your place, and
Uh,
I learned a
yeah,
shitload.
SEO Rockstars. It's coming up in September,
What
19th
are the
21st.
misconceptions? What have people been asking the most? And
About SEO Rockstars.
yeah,
Um,
like you want to
they,
give me like a 30-second like this is it?
it's mostly about associate risk associations with blog networks, things like that. Because I do a lot of packages when I sell SEO Rockstars. And the thing is, the tickets pretty much just pay for the event because the event is expensive as hell. Huh?
Yeah.
Remember, you're the one who said it's like a nonprofit thing because I throw so much at everybody, and plus the huge party at my house.
Oh
Um,
yeah, seriously.
so I
I have to
actually
get
make
going.
money on the blog network buffer sites. So that's how I make money when I'm putting these kind of things on. So the risk associated with buffer networks is the same as they've always been, but
I
they
know I'm showing
you know,
everyone my
when
pictures,
when
but I
it's
want
a
to show you.
private when it's a private blog buffer network, it's you're way less likely to get caught, and that's why Eric was saying even if you have, if you're doing your own buffer sites, then blog buffer networks, then don't do your do follows and don't worry about no follows on those. And when you're doing the other ones with the with public ones, that's probably where you should go no follow. But you can tell this is the kind of stuff that we talk about at SEO Rockstars. And I think, if anybody comes that's on this webinar, they sign up today, what should I give them? What should I give them? Because we're almost sold out. We're getting close. I'm going to have to get a bigger room.
This
And
was like these are pictures from like SEO Rockstar like last year that I from like I went on my personal Facebook because this is like me like standing at this in Sacramento. This is like you went. It was crazy because first of all the event was nuts. We had some of the like craziest people I've ever seen at the event. Like this is Adam Black, and I think this is
oh, who's
Brett.
speaking this year? He's
Yeah,
absolutely
he's
incredible.
Ninja, and this is back at like we had a 2 day event in the bottom of like this hotel, which is ridiculous. And we had like I was writing notes. I went through my
Just
entire
riverboat.
notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we had a hell of a party at Dory's Ranch. Like I mean, we had catering. There's Ezra and like catering, and then like a band, like everything. We had a huge party. So like I had like the time. I can't believe this is your ranch. This is my cover picture. I had like the time of my life, and I learned so much, and I met so many great people that I'm so excited to be going back.
Yeah, this is one of the few conferences that is only about SEO. This is where you're only going to get SEO. And the intelligence in the room just even boggles my mind. That's why you have all the speakers sitting there and, taking notes. It's not like one of those conferences that they come in and blow out, and the lineup is just incredible. In fact, you can go to seorockstars.us and go check out the lineup and
There
check
we
out the
go.
sales page. And yes, I think we're squeezing in. If you sign up tonight, if you sign up today, what should I give them? What kind of bonus? I don't have a bonus ready. See that? See how pathetic I am
See,
at
that's
webinars.
the thing. That's honestly the thing, Dory. You don't need a bonus just because it's like it's already that good. I
Yeah,
know you
but
want to give them more, but like they should just go.
I don't know. Isn't that what you're supposed to do on webinars, though?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, like this is not honestly. I last year the first thing I said I was like I'm actually right here. This is Ezra talking, and I was like, you know what? You need to actually just like I can't believe I don't. I was like I told other people I'm like I don't think she's making any money on this just because. It was awesome. Like oh yeah, people are saying just get him a drink at the bar. So
Yeah,
that worked.
we give out drink tickets for everybody. Anybody who has a great idea or that great comment or share something really wonderful and useful, we all go give that guy a drink ticket. It's pretty
Yeah,
fun, actually.
but give him another drink at the bar if they buy him this webinar.
And
Anyways,
someone had asked, who does the SEO makeovers, and it's last year it was Eric and I. He was
yeah,
a Ron spot with on page, and I'm the off page kind of girl. So I kind of hit him with that. But now Eric's getting into my area of expertise as well. So I'm sure it'll be the two of us, and then some others that will chime in, of course, when we do them. We do them in front of the room, so everybody gets to learn when we go through your site. So that's really interesting too. And let's see what else. What else we got?
I have some more goodies I want to just show that I found recently.
Okay.
If you think of them, just like let me know. But here's actually there's a page, and I don't even want to take credit for this, but it was pretty good. Where is it? I'm looking through my sites, and I love the fact that I could actually do this and just be like, hey guys, because we're a lot on this call, but we're still I trust everyone because everyone's really advanced. I was going to show you Ahref and Majestic stuff, but we can skip that. One of the cool posts that I found this week was top 10 social media sites to get do follow links from. And now they're showing you how to get do follow links from Google Plus, from YouTube, and I was like, YouTube, hell yeah. From Pinterest, LinkedIn, and WordPress, and Hub Pages, and Tumblr.
Really?
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, can you put the link of that into the?
I'm glad you asked. Exactly. I'm going to give the link to everyone. So I don't own this, and I don't even know. But I was like reading this. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, cool. So this is good. I knew about a few of these. I actually researched a YouTube one before, and I was like, cool. This is kind of like one of my little things here. But this is really a good collection of just easy social media do follow links, and obviously from big sites, right? Like Google Plus,
and what do you do when
YouTube,
you
and all
get a
that.
follow link from a big site? Then you slam that site with links from
Exactly.
that's where you do your slammy, your spammy stuff, your all that other, and just hit it hard.
I know it's on the screen, and like I said, I'm not here. I'm only here to help
bar.
people.
So put it in the.
I did.
Oh, you did? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I did already. You don't see it? I'm putting it in a chat bar. I'm putting it twice. Oh, to organizers and panelists. I need to send it to the entire audience. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That should be to everyone.
Oh, Brian signed up without a bonus, as the bonus is the best SEO event of the year. Thank you, Brian.
It is. It is my favorite. So that's something cool I found. I'm just here to show like people like really cool things. So that's one of the cool things I found. The other cool thing that I discovered very recently is basically how Amazon does link building, because they do link building basically with they do long anchor text site-wide link building. So these are all follow, and what they do is they always mix in the relevant keywords that they want. So basically the theme that you want. So if you look at every single Amazon link, they don't even separate after and school. They don't even separate Amazon and fresh. They put them together because they don't want to over optimize. They don't separate create space, even though that might help them. They put create space in one, and they put indie publishing made easy, and they put all the other stuff really made easy, so that they get they get relevance. Google trusts these. They don't penalize them. And this is probably like one of the best ways to build site-wide links if you're going to do like site-wide links to your own stuff. The other alternative, I guess, if you're going to do like a keyword thing, is like I showed you before on tcanada.org. Okay, I don't even have it anymore. But how I showed you where you build an internal link to your post. So there is one more kind of ninja thing that I discovered. And I wanted to get this working, but it's a 3-step process, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now, if you want.
Yeah.
Now let's do this. Step 1 is you actually email all your customers, your list, everyone, and you get them on a webinar. 2 is point them to while you're, while you're interacting, point them and use them as the power to raise your rank. Giggle a bit, and then point them to social media that helps you. So I'm blatantly going to do this. I want you guys to go to Eric Lantris SEO. Here you go. I put the link here, and I want you guys to click liked right here. And what we're going to see is we should see this number go from 159 to like way higher. So it's already 161. I'm refreshing. And then next thing, and this is actually, Facebook is awesome, but I'm going to break down the social networks for you. And actually, if you're doing this and you're following along, the most important one is actually the Google Plus one. Let me make sure this one loads. So Google Plus, I'm going to show you in a second. I need you to like this. I need you to go here and give me a plus, or like put me in your circles or whatever, because this is the one that's the kicker, and this is the one that really has the impact. So what happens is, this is something kind of awesome and works really well at the same time, is you want to schedule, even if you do it via email, you want to use all your customers, everyone, get them on a webinar. And the best place, because I've tested this on email listings, and I've tested this on webinars, and when you're live, people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it right now. And then you get yourself a ton of basically social likes, you get yourself a ton of pluses. And I'm going to give you basically the breakdown of social media these days in terms of SEO. So SEO breakdown. And this is kind of like stuff that people really aren't talking about. Facebook, best for getting real traffic and real clients. G Plus is best for getting rankings, and that's about it. You see a 1 to about a 2 position boost with G Plus votes. So let's say we had a page. Let's say we had. Let me go see SEO Nitro. Where is it here? Do you have a Google Plus like button or something? Wait, you have Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, but not Google Plus? Oh, Dory. Okay, well, assuming she had a Google Plus page here, if you have your own sites, I want you to do this, like all the audience, like do this with your own people and your own sites, and get people to like whatever specific page is basically is your money page. So let me do it with this. I'm gonna post here, show what's new, promoting my Panda recovery page, and I'm doing this live. Panda and Penguin recovery page, and do this, and I will do extended public. There we go. And I will share it. There you go. And now, the more people like this, the higher the rankings go. So I'm going to give it a +1. And hopefully everyone that sees this can also give it a +1. And then what happens is, and honestly, I'm doing this, but I've seen so many people do this before, and it actually works. If you have, ideally, this page would actually just have like a button you could press. This page would actually just have a +1, and then you direct your entire webinar or radio show or podcast. So basically, you take live media. Live media works pretty much like 100 times better than emails. Trust me, I tried. So live emails don't really work, but live media, when you get the whole crowd excited, that works really well. So gather up the troops and then do whatever you want. And instead of going to Fiverr and getting fake people, instead of going to outsourcing this is really the best way to get yourself a big boost. Now, last but certainly not least is Twitter. Twitter is the hybrid, which is good for SEO and good for customers. So I'm just going to do a little recap of the social networks, because actually in 2013, social networks are actually pushing even more and more and more in terms of rankings. So Facebook is the absolute best for getting real traffic and real clients, but in my experience has the least SEO power. That's my experience of it doesn't seem to affect the rankings as much as the other ones. Google Plus has by far the most ranking power, where if you get a bunch of Google Pluses to a page, let's say I had a button here and a bunch of people were clicking on this page for Google Plus, that really, really gives me the most in terms of ranking boost. And Twitter, because Twitter works with links pretty much exclusively, is actually really good for SEO, and it's decent for customers because people actually use it. So kind of my new formula is I'm going to be setting, one is obviously good on page, then good base links. We're talking about social, like the thing I just linked to you right here. Then I get myself sister sites. I basically lots of linking, and then at the end I do the social media boost, G plus and Twitter. Honestly, honestly I wouldn't even use Facebook, but since everyone gets here and actually people talk to me and everyone like uses Facebook for like as an actual thing, I use Facebook because it actually connects me much better. So yeah, that's kind of my social media breakdown.
I have two questions that came in. One is that can you explain number 4 a little bit more, and then also what is a big number? Because you said something about a big number. So what
okay, yeah. Point them to the social media that helps you. So the reason I said this is because if you only have one page, let's say you have one sales page or you have one keyword or something on a site, point them to that site and get them to do Google Plus. So honestly, Google Plus, if it's just for rankings, just get a bunch of people to do Google Plus. That's going to be your main one. But if let's say you're a social marketer or you have a lot of other things, let's say you're trying to sell a product and you want a lot of Facebook exposure, this one usually gets the most sales. So Facebook, if you already have a good Facebook foundation, because I barely use Twitter, honestly. So I'm not even pointing you to my Twitter or not doing any of that. I'll just point you to my Facebook because that's really what I use to communicate with customers. So it's going to vary with whatever social media you've already kind of put in place. So actually, someone asked for the, here you go, I'll send the SEO Rockstar link here. So it's going to vary with whatever people already put in place in terms of links. So use whatever works. But for rankings, really, it's Google Plus. I think in the next year we're going to see a big shift where like everyone's just beginning to be getting a lot of more Google Plus votes.
Yeah, here's a good question. Could you ask your LinkedIn? Can you ask your LinkedIn followers to do a Google Plus on your behalf? Would this work?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's kind of like the ninja, and it might be hard for some people. I tested via email, and nearly no one did it. If I do a podcast, I do a live webinar with like my members. So not some of you guys might be my members as well, but like especially with my people, my community, like something like 80% of people do it. Via email, I don't have numbers. I'm assuming maybe like 5%, if that. Live webinar, like 80%. Podcasts are great as well. Do it a ton because you're there, you're communicating with people. They're like, oh yeah, well I have nothing else to do. I'm like listening to you anyways, so might as well do it. So podcasts works as well. Anything that is live or feels live. That really works. So you guys are screwing up my numbers here.
In general, what's a number of +1s you've seen that can help?
Honestly, only getting 3, 4 +1s will go and do something. Will help. The numbers actually, because Google knows, and it's something I've been saying. It's kind of like my golden rule of SEO. It's not about the total result. It's just about doing more than your competitor. And pretty much no one uses Google Plus, so they don't actually have that much competition. So if you have 4 or 5 Google Plus likes, and your competitor has 0, you're going to be getting that boost over them. You do not need to go crazy. I have never seen like 1,000 Google Plus likes and then someone skyrocketing to rank #1. Like I've never seen that because I don't think I don't usually see anyone with 1,000 Google Plus likes anymore. Like I think there's like 1,000 people on Google Plus, but
Do you know
You
any?
like
Do you know of
four or
anybody,
five works.
do you know of anybody, or have you tested just doing Google Plus? You know, with no linking whatsoever, just Google Plus.
No.
See if you can, I don't know, rank. You know,
Oh,
a term
kind
that
of.
this
Um,
doesn't have to be a hard term, but just a proof of
okay.
concept type of thing.
Secret stuff I'm working on, but not telling anyone. Um, okay. Well, no, I'm answering no to your question because of internal linking. And in 2013 and 2014, this is going to be a big deal. Now, that's all I'm going to say for now. I mean, I love you all on this, but I'm still working
What, you
on it.
mean you're leaving us on a cliff like that?
I'm a temptress, Dory. I
You're certainly going to
tease.
share us at SEO Rockstars, right?
I tease. Oh, yeah, I
And
share
by the way,
everything.
the URL you can get there is SEOrockstars.us.
Yeah.
.us,
Um,
not .com, US.
yeah, SEO
Well, that's the long one, yeah. So,
Rockstars. There you go. That US. Booyah. So yeah, but because internal, I'm seeing a lot more stuff rank exclusively because of internal linking, and that actually solves when I'm doing all the penguin and panda stuff. This actually a factor, and it kind of comes into a lot of stuff. So I don't
so
want to
you're
because
you're
this is a
saying
big topic.
so you wait a second. You're saying you're seeing sites link basically with just internal linking and no external linking coming in? Did
Well,
I?
people have known this forever, like that you could rank exclusively with internal links, right? People have known this for absolutely ever. Where that's why we have parasite sites, where sites that you basically
Well, yeah,
put
but that's different
something up.
than building your own site and it's only using internal linking. Although Joomla their internal linking facilities back in 2007 we're doing that, and we were actually building PageRank with by just the internal linking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. But like internal linking right now is some of these sites are just ranking. You put anything on a, you could basically publish anything on CNN that's going to rank with like zero backlinks because of the internal linking.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying CNN does it right. In fact,
I'm
CNN
not
probably
talking
doesn't.
about authority sites, but
Exactly. But internal linking is really something super powerful. So I don't actually have a Google Plus article with zero links that I've tested to Google Plus, but I have done the test where we don't do any link building. The page has been static at number 7 for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then we do Google Plus exclusively, and then it goes from number 7 to number 5. That straight up we have seen many, many times over, and I'm giving it about a 2 jump in ranking, which is very arbitrary. I don't think I ever say like, hey, you're going to jump up 2 positions, but for some reason, Google Plus seems to just do that.
yeah, I have some questions coming in about shares versus likes and pluses. What's more powerful, a share or a like?
Oh, well, you know what? I don't, you know, with Facebook, Facebook, that's why I'm saying I don't know. I haven't been able to really gauge the SEO benefits of Facebook, which is why I'm putting it last in terms of SEO and highest in terms of getting real customers and real clients. So I'd have to say that shares and likes are probably very close. However, I would probably favor the share because share is really something that you want um, on as many people's sites as possible. So when Google crawls at Facebook and it crawls like basically the Facebook web, what they notice is that a million pages on Facebook have this share. So if the pages are public and the shares are public, then you're going to get like a million Facebook links, which is going to be more powerful. If it's just like, it might end up on a bunch of pages. So you might get the link on a bunch of pages, but that's usually a bit more rare. So I'd have to say that if everything's private, then Google doesn't really know the difference. But if things are public, then usually I'd say I give the edge to share. But of course, you're not going to get everyone to share it. So I would settle for like. But like I said, your strongest one is really going to be Google Plus. After that, it's Twitter because Twitter embeds links in pretty much all the posts or tweets and all that. So there's always links, and those are counted really well, especially when you get a bunch of retweets. And Facebook is going to be third.
Wow, this is excellent stuff. More questions, and about internal linking too. Internal linking, linking from the same site or linking into internal pages from outside sites. That's just a clarification.
Internal linking like we were doing before.
Yeah, I
In,
believe you're talking about linking from the same
like if we're
site.
talking about T Canada, like let me go back to T Canada. If you want to follow this model where it's internal to the same site, so this links to T Canada. So this is site wide and it links to this post right here, which is on the page. So internal to internal, and then from this internal, then you go out. So it's in, out. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I think that should answer the next question, which was, what's the best way to do internal page linking? Do you link to a single money page?
Can you repeat that? What?
What's the best way to do internal page linking? Do you link to a single money page?
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna get into the whole like
Yeah,
I know I just kind of get it, but this is actually a big topic, and there's ways of optimizing it. There's a reason. This is actually explains a lot of things of why some things are happening on the web, and I could probably talk about this for like 2 hours. I don't actually want to like I want to give you as much as possible in terms of internal
yeah,
linking
creating
and
silos
everything.
and posts on websites. And what we were just talking about earlier too is when he did the site wide, but he pointed it inside to one. That's a inside one page. That's another way of internal linking. It's a huge. We could do a huge day on that. I do have a question that somebody would like to have your notes. We'd all probably like to have your notes, the audience, what you've been typing on.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Get
yeah.
those out. Yeah.
I'll
Uh,
do that. I'll do that. Okay, how do I do this? How do I? Is there? Oh yeah, hold up. There's a copy paste bin or something, right? Copy paste bin. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna do this on the fly. I think. Can I just do this? I think I could just.
I don't know.
I think I've done this before. No, I haven't done this before. I'm doing this for the first time. Um, SEO notes for webinar. Paste up public. Paste never. Syntax. 3CDZ. Embed. How do I get this link? Oh, all right. I think this is the link. Are we sexy or? Oh yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Raw paste data. Okay. Okay,
I
entire
gotta love you,
audience.
Eric. I have to.
This this link should link to. Let me go here. Yeah. Okay. There you go. So everyone inside that's the paste bin link for sharing with absolutely everyone.
Did you put it
So
in
you
yet?
could go and
How come I don't see
basically do
them?
download.
I don't see what the stuff that you're putting in these things.
I did. I posted it to the entire audience.
I know, but
You
I guess
guys,
I'm not the audience because I don't see it in my.
hold up. I'll send you to this. I'm doing something organizer only. Panelists. I'm sending it to everyone like over and over again. You should be able to see that, right?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Yeah, cool. Everyone got it. So, Pastebin, yay! I was testing this to see if we could get
everybody's
links off
like, "We
this.
got it! It's working!"
Yeah, I was testing them to see if we could create links off of this, and I mean, I'm always testing some crazy things. People see like my white side, my like recover from panda, recover from penguin, recover from penalties, and I mean, I do that pretty much every day and all day. But on my time off, when I'm like eating or stuff, I'm like watching black hat stuff and trying to like break the search engines. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I love it. So anyway, we are at 16 minutes over, and
Yeah,
I actually have uh, a date coming up at 6:30. So
giggity.
my time. So, well, not a not like that kind of date, but something that I
Uh
have
huh.
to do. So I do have to go.
All
And
right.
uh, everybody, Eric Lanchers, Panda Breakthrough, his course
Yeah.
is incredible. He was the first person I actually watched an entire course from in years, and it was absolutely so good that I called him up. I didn't call him. I emailed him and said, would you speak at SEO Rockstars? He was the only person I didn't know last year who spoke, and now of course, we're great friends, and we banter a bit and enjoy SEO conversation. So he's going to be at SEO Rockstars September 19th through 21st, and it's filling up fast. So get your tickets now. Um, Besides that, what would you like to say, Eric?
I honestly, I love talking to everyone, so I can't wait to talk to you again. I hope everyone gets a lot out of this. And if there's a replay, then hello, people on the replay. And I'm happy to talk to everyone and share all my little secrets and all that. There's one thing I'm actually really excited personally to go to the SEO Rockstar. I want to see some of my friends talk and some of these people talk because last year I took so many notes that yeah, it was ridiculous. So I know that, you know what, the first thing I ever saw was like, oh yeah, okay, I don't necessarily. I thought, oh yeah, you just added this one ticket no network package. So
Yeah.
six. This is probably like the best value you could get. You really get so much out of it. Just like a kind of a personal story. Last year, before and after attending SEO Rockstar, my income went up like considerably. Like after your SEO Rockstar, it's not just because there's more, I knew more people, but all of I made so many friends. I made 20, 30, 40 friends at SEO Rockstar. Made network. It was basically networking, and I learned so many SEO tips that I've basically implemented all year, like especially ranking YouTube and ridiculous amount of stuff. So my income went up, my happiness went up. Everything, like I say about SEO Rockstar, is probably the best thing, probably the best event I've been to all year. And in fact, I'm actually skipping an event very shortly, but I'm going to go to SEO Rockstars. Probably it might be one of the only events I go to all year. So it's that
Yes.
good.
And we
It's
got you.
that good.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, it is.
Cool.
It's amazing because the stuff that gets released there is just mind boggling. And like I said in the video on the thing, it's like we are the leaders. We're the ones that Google has to chase around, and they have to then post new guidelines because of the stuff that we do.
Yeah, they have to come up and fix things after we
Yeah,
pass through.
I know.
Cool.
It's crazy. Anyway,
So
thank you,
thank
Eric.
you very much.
I love you to death. We'll talk soon, and thanks everybody for being here. And I hope you got great enjoyment.